Do you believe in cults and secret societies? Yes, they're real. Watch today's video, if you dare.
Back in late October of 2020, when I had just turned 16, I went to a nearby nature reserve with my mom, dad, and my sister, who I'll keep unnamed for privacy. We had visited this spot a few times before to take family pictures for the holidays, and I'd also explored some of the abandoned buildings on the grounds. For some strange reason, this place always gave me an eerie feeling, but I never understood why. Until that day. My dad pulled into the gravel lot and parked the car. We all stepped out and started walking along the path that led to an old wooden footbridge. For some context, a new layer of concrete had been poured over part of the lot that past summer. As I stepped onto the cement, I pointed something out to my sister. There, right in front of a green bench in the middle of the pavement, was a pentagram made out of twigs and yarn. I didn't take a photo, still don't know why, and I regret that. My sister shrugged it off, saying it was probably just some Halloween joke, but something deep down told me it wasn't. My mom gently placed a hand on my shoulder to calm me down and walked with me toward the bridge. This bridge sits between two lines of aging trees, and underneath runs a narrow, murky stream. Every footstep on it makes a loud wooden creak. My sister and dad were a few steps ahead of us, nearly to the other side, when they came to a sudden stop. My mom and I were halfway across when we saw it too, over their shoulders. My eyes locked onto something bizarre. Ahead of us were two separate clusters of teenagers, a mix of guys and girls. They were dressed exactly the same. The boys all had identical buzz cuts and wore matching clothes, and the girls had waist-length brown hair and white dresses that reached their feet. The girls were holding hands in a small ring, moving in and out like some kind of ritual. In the center of their circle was an object. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but it looked curled up, like a person trying to make themselves as small as possible. The boys stood around them, watching and talking. I couldn't hear what they were saying, just murmurs and faint laughter. I just stood there, frozen, trying to understand what I was seeing. That's when my dad unknowingly stepped forward, and the loudest creak I've ever heard echoed across the area. Instantly, the girls stopped moving, and the boys went completely silent. My heart was pounding. One by one, every teen slowly turned their heads toward us. Their bodies didn't move, just their heads, and they stared straight at us. No blinking, no expression, just silence. I wanted to run, but my body wouldn't move. I stared back, afraid that looking away would trigger something. Then suddenly, from the woods on our left, we heard loud rustling and twigs snapping. In my cracking teenage voice, I yelled, "Run!" and we bolted back toward the car. Once inside, we slammed the doors and locked them. My dad fired up the engine. Strangely, no one chased after us. I could still see the teens through the trees. They hadn't moved an inch. They just kept watching us like lifeless statues. My dad sped off. As we drove away, I glanced toward a clearing that gave a clear view of the park and the bridge. What I saw next is something I'll never forget. Two people, an older man and woman, walked out from the woods where the noise had come from. They wore all black, dressed like high-ranking clergy members. The man held a large, blunt object. The woman walked a few steps behind him, head bowed. I have no clue what kind of gathering that was or who those people were, but my gut tells me that we stumbled into something dark, a cult maybe, and those two elders were their leaders, ready to sneak up on us and do who knows what. Well, we never returned to that place, and I doubt we ever will. Never again.
And you, do you believe in cults? Tell us your own horror story. Until next time.